guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video, I wanted to do just a casual little pregnancy update because I am officially 20 weeks, which means that I am halfway, which is so insane. I can't even believe it. Also, if you guys watched my last video, you would have seen we had a ton of issues with the lighting because I just can't control the sun. So I probably will be adjusting the lighting every 2 minutes, just like my last video. If the lighting gets crazy, just pretend this is a podcast and you're just listening. But anyways, so I'm officially 20 weeks pregnant, and the last pregnancy update I did was I think at 14 weeks, which is the end of the first trimester. So I'm also gonna do one at the end of the second trimester. I'll probably do one maybe when I'm like 39 or 40 weeks or something, like at the very end, but I did want to do one in the middle. Just like my last pregnancy update, I wrote everything down, and I actually didn't really think I was gonna have much to write because not that much has changed. My pregnancy has been pretty easy. Okay, that's too bright. Is that? So one thing that I did have, which I actually think that I mentioned in my last update, but I'm not sure, but I had round ligament pain, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. So basically, I think that's kind of just like your insides like stretching. It's kind of painful, like you can feel it, like your uterus and everything, like stretching out. I definitely was like feeling those pains for sure. It was like all down here. I think I mentioned this in my first trimester update, I can't remember, but when I went to the doctor for the first time, he told me that I had a tilted uterus, which means that your uterus is tilting back instead of tilting forwards. Basically, you kind of just will like show a little bit later and feel the baby a little bit later. But then I started reading about how your uterus will like move. What I gathered from reading on the internet is that whether it's like forwards or backwards, eventually it will kind of like center itself a little bit to like make the most room possible for the baby, you know? So I remember there was one morning where I was laying down, I like put my hand on my stomach right here and it was like completely flat. And then the next day, I don't know if this is what it is for sure, but I'm just assuming, but I could like feel my uterus. I hate that word, I don't know why, but I felt it move and kind of like shift forward a little bit. And so the next morning when I also just was like feeling in that same spot, it was like raised a little bit. So yeah, that was super interesting because I remember feeling it and thinking like, when am I gonna feel anything in my stomach? And it was seriously like the next day that I woke up and was like, oh, there's like a little tiny baby bump. One symptom that I have pretty much had the entire time is just having to pee literally every second. I swear, if I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'll like finish getting ready in my bathroom and I will go to the bathroom in there. And then by the time that I walk from my room to the garage door and like put my shoes on and grab my purse, I literally have to pee again. And then I also try to drink a lot of water just in general. I always have my little like refillable water bottle. I try to drink like a few of these a day. So that just makes it even worse. But I swear I literally go to the bathroom 80,000 times a day. I actually think that I felt the baby move at 15 weeks, which is really early. And they say that for first time moms, you usually feel them between, I think like 18 and 22 or something. And I thought it would be later because they told me that I had a tilted uterus. They also told me that my placenta is in the front, which doesn't really mean anything like specific. They just like tell you like where it attaches, and it can kind of attach like anywhere. That's another thing that will make you feel the baby a little bit later just because there's something like in front of the baby, you know? But I swear it was her. It was like one or two little movements. It just felt like a little muscle twitch, and I didn't know if it was her for sure because again, it was so early. Now that I have felt her more, I think it was her. I don't know how I felt it that early with like all those things that I just said. We also had another ultrasound at 15 weeks to just confirm that it was a girl. So I'm actually gonna go grab those pictures. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're, why can I not figure out how to point to that in the camera? They're like hanging on my fridge right here, so I'm gonna go get it. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, my birthday is on Monday, aka the 15th. We're actually doing a sale on Luke & Gray. You guys can get 23% off your order because I'm turning 23. So I just barely got this cute jumpsuit. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm gonna have a link to Luke & Gray down below. If you guys wanna get 23% off your first order, I think the code is HBD Aspyn, like happy birthday. So that is linked down below if you guys wanna shop. These are some of the ultrasound pictures from our 15-week appointment. So yeah, they confirmed that it was a girl, because if you guys didn't watch my other videos, basically I did a blood test at like 10 weeks that will tell you if it's a boy or a girl, and that's like 99.9% accurate or something. But we did the ultrasound just to like make sure, because I was buying a lot of baby girl clothes. So then when I was 16 weeks, we actually took a trip to Australia. filmed a pregnancy lookbook that I'll link down below. And then we also had a couple vlogs. So if you guys missed those, I'm gonna link them down below. But that trip was super, super fun. And I also feel like that's the first time, like when I was 16 weeks, when I would like wear something kind of tight and you could like see my belly. Like it was definitely in that early, I feel like it's still like this actually, where it's like, is she pregnant or is she just fat? But anyways, I also wrote down that I felt the baby moving more around like 17 weeks. And I also wrote down that I had a lot of like blood in my nose when I was 17 weeks. So I was looking it up. Basically, pregnancy can just like make you have bloody noses sometimes. It wasn't actually a bloody nose, but it was just like when I would blow my nose, there was a little bit of blood. But I told that to Parker and he said that the same thing was happening to him, which actually every single time I tell him I have a pregnancy symptom, he says that it's also happening to him. I think it might have been from like going from the Australian air to Salt Lake. So I don't know if that was a pregnancy symptom. At 18 weeks, I started having a lot of like lower back pain, especially when I would wake up in the morning. It's not anything like horrible. I don't know. Another thing that I like read on my pregnancy apps is that just as the baby obviously is getting bigger, things are kind of like getting squished. I feel like I can definitely feel that in my back. Also, it was so crazy for the past like few weeks when I like at the end of the day, I would definitely have a little belly, but in the morning, I seriously looked maybe 1 day pregnant. It was crazy. Like my stomach, it was just so crazy to see the change from like the morning to nighttime. My stomach was almost flat in the morning, and then by the end of the day, like I definitely looked pregnant. And now I feel like in the morning my belly has like, I feel like it hasn't really like popped like people say. Like it's not just consistently like big and out there. But I did notice one morning that when I woke up it actually like looked like I was pregnant. So I was like, okay, that time period of still looking skinny in the morning, that is gone. A lot of my pregnancy apps also said that a symptom I might like start feeling around this time is increased appetite, which I actually feel like I am not really any hungrier at all. Another thing that my pregnancy app said I might start seeing soon is stretch marks, which I feel like that's kind of early, but obviously I don't really know. But I've actually been using like a little like pregnancy lotion on my belly, and I feel like with stretch marks you either get them or you don't. I feel like it's kind of just mostly genetic. But the stuff that I got, I literally ordered it from like Amazon. It was really inexpensive, so I was like, if it helps then cool, if it doesn't then like whatever. I wasted like $12. Also, everyone keeps commenting on like every picture that I post that my boobs are so much bigger, and I feel like they're a little bit bigger, but they've grown like gradually if they are bigger. So to me it's like way less noticeable. I don't know. So yeah, I guess my boobs have gotten bigger, and I don't have any like stretch marks on them or anything, but they're actually like super veiny. It is literally like insane. Like there's veins all across right here. It's really crazy. We also had an ultrasound at 20 weeks. It's the, I think they call it the anatomy ultrasound. It's where most people, if they don't do anything to find out what the baby is early, it's where you find out if it's a boy or a girl. And they also check just to make sure that the baby is like measuring the right size, and check that they have like all 4 chambers of the heart, measure like the head size, and like do all of the official measurements to like really track and see how well the baby is progressing. The lady actually was not as like descriptive in her details of like telling us about the baby as I thought that she would be. She did say that everything looked good. So, and I can feel her at least like a few times a day. Parker actually felt her for the first time a couple of nights ago, which was so fun because I've been able to feel her for like pretty much 5 weeks now. So yeah, he felt 2 little kicks of hers. So I want to try and get it on camera. I was trying and I didn't get it, and then it was like an hour later that he ended up feeling her. So that is pretty much my update for you guys. Nothing really like too crazy, no crazy symptoms. If you guys have been pregnant, comment down below and let me know like what symptoms you guys had around this time, because on my apps it's like telling me like, oh, you might have leg cramps and this, and obviously I still could, and I'm sure I'll have symptoms later, but for the most part, I really don't even notice being pregnant besides like when I feel her moving and when I like get dressed and I'm a little bit chubbier. I did film a little clip of my belly, so I will insert that here. Okay, so here is my official bump date. This is from the front. You can kind of start to like see it up here now too, like the whole thing coming out. So yeah, but from the front, it's like not as noticeable. And then from the side, my lighting still going crazy. This is from the side, growing very slowly, I feel like. I feel like it's been the same for kind of a while. But yes, this is my belly at 20 weeks. And also something else a lot of you guys said that I should do is show my belly like at the end of each video so you guys can see it like getting bigger. But I'm actually filming a weekly like belly transformation video that will go up after I have the baby. So that's where I put all of like my belly shots that I do more frequently. So yeah, that'll be really fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what else you guys want to see. I think next week I'm gonna be doing a haul, and it'll be for clothes that like can work with a bump or like are for people who are not pregnant. So I'm super excited for that, and I'll see you guys then. Bye guys.